Hello, conscious community. Thank you all for showing up and being here today. And also those on the replay. I've created this community to help guide those who are looking for guidance on this conscious journey. We study law, God's law, universal law, trusts, contracts, spiritual awakening, reprogramming subconscious mind, and everything in between. I just wanted to say how much I love the support. And thank you guys for showing up and leaving comments and likes and everything, because that gets that out in the algorithm. And I'm so glad you guys are here on this journey with all of us. And thank you for those who have donated, because you all see the value in the knowledge that I share. So thank you guys for the donations. The donation links will be in the description. So go there whenever you guys want. Today's class is going to be filled with gems. So I'm so excited to share with you all the knowledge I have acquired, the resources and the connections I have made on this journey. Remember, this is an individual journey of knowing thyself. You guys are remembering yourself. So thank you guys. And also only you can save yourselves. That's why it's important to connect to God's source frequency in that energy and to do the subconscious work. Being connected in this community and surrounding yourself with like-minded people will help you on this journey of knowledge and wisdoms and facts. By us doing the work, we are helping the collective, because we are transforming the whole collective, and you are transforming yourself as well as transforming the system that is very introverted. We are stepping into our power and governing ourselves accordingly, moving forward. And we are going to be learning the knowledge that will help us get out of our debt and step into our creditor position. My twin, Coach Tammy, is here, and she helps credit relief, and she can answer any questions on that. So if you guys have any questions on credit relief, she can help you on that. And if you have any questions along the way, put them in the chat and we will address them accordingly. And I'm so excited for you guys to be here, because we have so many gems, like I said before. So let's get into it. I posted that we have a special guest, and I am so excited to have you guys here learning with my special guest. And without further ado, I would love to introduce you, the community, to our mentor. Some of you all may know him as MinisterBeebetta. And I am so glad that he's here today. He's going to help guide us on this journey of subconscious mind work, trust advisory, and anything in between. This man has helped me more than he even knows. And I'm so glad I'm able to connect with him and that he is my mentor. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to MinisterBeebetta. Minister.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you guys for even inviting me. I normally don't get invited to parties, so thank you. I'm full of information. I love information. I'm a rat in astrology. I don't like to speak on myself too much, but I'm just giving you guys like an outlook. I was in the military. I see the brother right there, Jay, with the service patch in the back. I was in the Army. Yeah. So I did 9 years in the Army. So I get into that, and then then that's when my story begins. So I'm more of a person that talking stories. So if you guys follow my story, you get so much gems. You get a lot of gems in it, because the way that I approach things is always from a subconscious. I let my subconscious, my inner child, kind of control the way that I move. I'm the one that's driving, pull over on the side of the road, get down on the slide or play on the playground. Yeah. So one thing I learned about this information is to never get rid of your imagination. Your imagination is going to be very big when it comes to trust or anything else you're dealing with, but especially trust. Okay. Trust is a whole nother lane. So when we talk about law, we talk about equity, we talk about trust law. You have to understand, sometimes a person may speak on something, but it may not be what you think it may be. So if I say equity, so when I say equity, some people hear equity and they automatically attach equity with surety. Don't do that. Okay. When you hear trust, you automatically attach trust with trustee. Don't do that. First, you gotta understand what trust you in. So my story started in the military. I was in the explosion. Um, Definitely for the people that can turn their cameras on, definitely turn the camera on. It's gonna help you more than anything, trust me. Um, but going through the information, I got hurt in the military in 2007. So I was in the explosion. That explosion put me in a coma for 3 weeks. After I came out of that coma, I knew everything. Right. So I knew everything. It came flooding in. I had to take my time to sit down and let it kind of organize itself, which the military gave me time to do that because by age of 24, I was pretty much retired. By the age of 26, I cracked Social Security. By the age of, I'm 40 now, so by the age of 32, I pretty much understood trust like the back of my hand. So now I started working for people overseas, and that's why I was telling the sisters. So this is where the subconscious estate started. So on my journey, so 14 years of doing this trust thing. Okay. So you guys are looking at a lot of experience. I'm not the guru online. I'm not the person just up there talking about trust. I actually live it. Anything you ask me about, I can show it to you. If I go outside and show you my vehicle, I can show you how I ride. I can show you what's on my car. I can show you. Okay. So anything you guys want to ask about, don't leave it off the table. But the main thing is what I want you guys to know is when you hear trust, you have to start to separate you and the being. So I gave the sisters a video and I'm gonna allow them to share it with everybody that's on this call. That's what I'm gonna do for everybody. I'm gonna allow them to share it with everybody on this call. It's the first videos that you guys will see if you came into my community. So I'm sharing you something that my community only see. Okay. So please don't share it to people that don't understand this knowledge. Please. Okay. But the main thing is that the video starts off is how I explain it. When I was in a coma, I could see my body, I could see everything that was going on, but I couldn't get back to my body. Okay. So when as I look at my body almost looked like a battery. So it was like half full. Okay. So it's like from the explosion, it took a lot of the energy. So I can start to see it, how it plays out. So as the body is a battery, it kind of soaked off my energy. So it's like when you're in a video game, you keep hitting the character and it's like, and then eventually the character died, but you got to kind of like hit it a couple of times. So in that moment, I almost felt like Mortal Kombat. So it's like something just kept hitting me, boom, 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 and it taking my energy. So at a point in time, it came to a point where I got to like these two roads. Okay. So a little bit where I do my hypnotherapy, I take a person on these two roads. It's a journey. So I almost take people through what I saw when I was in my coma. So, Coach Tammy said she gonna volunteer for that later on. So I got a surprise for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all how the subconscious state actually work. So what got me to the subconscious state, I knew everything about trust, and then I understood that trust was natural law. So I had to become a minister of natural things. So hypnotherapy is what I gravitate towards. So hypnotherapy is the same thing. I don't know if people real religious on here or not, but after you speak to me, I got a whole lot of things in my head. But the main thing is that if you guys read the story and you read about what we would call Yahshua, Jesus, whatever you want to call them, okay? It's an energy, it's a spirit. It don't have a name, actually. But the main thing is that this spirit was able to speak into people to move them, okay? Which is called NLP, what they call it today. But back in the days, they would call it ciphering. So a mermaid can get a ship to come on shore by sending off what they call a siren. So they would call them sirens. So they sing this song to kind of drag you in, okay? So what happened is as I started learning hypnotherapy, I found myself overseas dealing with people that don't care about money. They got so much money, they don't even talk about money. Okay. That's when my journey started. And the question that the guy asked me is that he said, if I have an estate and I have a conscience, wouldn't I be able to create my estate in my mind? Now, it took me like a week. Like, I had to go sit down on this. I'm like, you're right. Because if you got a picture of your grandmother, anybody in your life, those your ancestors. Okay. So these people full of knowledge, but some people haven't met these people. So like my grandmother, I never met my grandmother before in my life, which was my father's mother. But I saw her when I was young in the door, dress on that she was buried in, everything. Ran to tell my daddy. This was when I was younger. Run to tell my daddy, hey, I seen this lady. She had red hair. As soon as I said red hair, he's like, that's your grandmother. Okay. Me and my daddy don't even talk to this day. But it was the experience that me and him had. You get what I'm saying? So all of this stuff started to play its part. So as I retired, you talking from 24 to 40. So all this time in between, I had time to study. That's it. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to work for anybody. I had to do nothing. All I had to do is study throughout all this time. Okay. So that's why I'm not a person to sell ebooks. I'm not a person to sell courses. I don't survive off that stuff. I live pretty good. Okay. But what happened is when the guy asked me that, he made me dig deeper to say, okay, if you can show somebody their subconscious state, then you can really kind of bypass them getting on the phone with you and saying, well, I don't know what I want. I don't even know what a estate is. I don't know what a trust is. Well, let me take you to your ancestors and let them tell you. Okay. But what most people don't understand is most people love to speak to the ancestors, but you got to understand it's real life. Some ancestors ain't going to tell you the truth. Some I'm going to tell you the truth. It's just like, it's no different. Just because the ancestors don't mean they're gonna just tell you the truth. Okay, it don't work like that. If it did work like that, everybody would go on this journey and they'd be free. But it don't work like that. They have to expend their energy to you as well as you have to expend your energy to them. So it's an exchange. Okay. So I used to be the person that say, money don't exist. Money don't exist. Money don't exist. And when I started running into these people, they would say, well, yeah, money do exist because you just helped me stop smoking. And I'm trying to figure out what I need to give to you. Okay. So this is even where dollar bills came in at because the value was already being exchanged. If I brought the fish to the shore and I got the fish in my boat, then all you got to do is exchange and I give you the fish out of my boat. The sisters here, they don't even ask for that. They just exchange. They just pull up to the shore, give you the fish. Okay. I'm still working on that. I'm probably the highest ticket person you'll run into. I do trust for $15,000, period. Right. But what I'm trying to show you guys is that even my clients, they become trust people. They become people that have these services themselves. Because one thing about it is most people have never seen a trust. A correct trust. Let me rephrase that. A correct trust. Nobody never seen it. So even if you saw a correct trust, you wouldn't know. Okay. So in my community, I shared a trust with my community. And I said, here's the trust, here's the EIN, here's how you make it. Go to the bank. Out of 30 people, probably 2 people did it. That's with me supplying it. Get what I'm saying? So even if you give somebody the fish, that still don't mean they're gonna eat it. And then when they eat it, it still don't mean that they digest it the right way. You get it's so many different things that people just miss out. So they'll shove an ebook in your face, shove this in your face, shove this in your face. At the end of the day, you only can read one book at a time. One. You got to read the right book. So when I got out of the military, I ran into this book called The Billionaire Blueprint. Hope y'all writing this down. All right. This book talks about everything from the beginning. This book is the only book I ever read that talk about credit. Everything that's online right now came out of this book. I could promise you. From credit, the corporate credit, the trust, to estate planning, par value, how to create your own money. That's how I learned how to create my own money. Because if I, and we got to understand what we're doing. If you read certain books, it'll tell you in Robert Kiyosaki book, it said you cannot make money. So if you read that book in your mind, you can be like, I can't make money. And he was trying to make money with toothpaste shells. I can't do that. No, 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 no. Your straw man can't do that. Your trust name can't do that. Your corporate name can't do that. But nobody never said nothing about the living being. The living being can do whatever it wants. Okay? Long as it's called the right way. So that's what got me into hypnotherapy, to more help push people along. Because if I ask somebody right now, do you have a will? Most people say nope. Some people have a trust with no will. That's still the bad idea. You should have a will even if you have a trust, period. Don't let nobody else tell you no different. Trust me on this. You need a will because the will is the direction. And I learned more about wills by watching Game of Thrones, because every 5 minutes they'll say, it's God's will to cut his head off. It's God's will to lock him up. You get what I'm saying? They throwing this thing around like it's God's will. Oh shit, he the king. It's God's will. You get what I'm saying? So I start to understand, like, okay, what is God's will? How do God write? How do God write? Oh, a declaration. Oh, okay. It's the first thing they did. Think about it. It's the first thing they did. What's the first thing they created? Declaration. So what I'm telling y'all is that it starts with the declaration. If you're not declaring who you are, somebody's gonna treat you based off assumption. Period. It's nothing to be hidden. It ain't this fairy tale. If you don't give a declaration or you don't create a declaration, then you belong to somebody else's declaration. You know, my offspring is homeschooled because I walk around my neighborhood every day, and at 7:30, I hear this. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under. That they lying. It's a school full of people that's doing the same thing. So that means it's not free will. So why are we saying it? But look what they did. They pull everything else out of the school, but they ain't pull that. I'm listening to it every morning. Every morning, like clockwork. Leslie. So if your children get out of school and they're 20 years old, who you think? I'm looking at the brother Jay Nice. I was indoctrinated. My father was in the military. So it was just in me to be in the military if I chose it. It was already in me. It would have been easy because he already did it. So I just went that way. Okay. As much as I tried to fight it, still went that way. But what the military did was give me time to sit down and figure out and time to read, which they try to keep you on jobs and stuff so you can't read. The whole thing is to get you away from reading. But the main thing is to get you into doing a lot of paperwork. If you find yourself at a table and you got paperwork stacked up to here and you think you're going for freedom, you're going the wrong direction. I can promise you. Because nobody told you need a piece of paper to be free. But you need a piece of paper to declare who you are, though. That's the difference. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to create a trust. You don't have to create a will. You don't have to do none of this stuff. You don't have to play the game. But I tell you what, you out of your whole family, you probably the only person that's not playing the game and everybody else playing the game. So who you gonna help if you outside of the game and most of your family in the game? So what you got to do is go back in. I was out. I went back in. So this whole thing of people painting this private thing to y'all, stop it. No such thing. I go in and out just like the Matrix because the Matrix told me I could do it. So why the hell I'm gonna pick one side and just be private? That don't even make sense. Shit, my soul split in two. So why I look like operating on one side? That don't make sense. So I had to come back, get rid of all the crazy stuff, and just get into the maxims. So I got rid of everything and I studied maxims. I didn't study nothing else. I see the books, that people sharing and stuff, and those great books, but they long as hell. So y'all need to get used to looking at summaries of books. They even got summaries, of these books, like the equity books, all of these books. They got quick summaries that'll kind of wrap it up for you. So you don't spend your time trying to read a 800-page equity book. Okay? You have to know what you want and what you're going for, and then it'll present itself. I promise you. If you going after bills, you stay at it, then you're gonna run into discharging. If you don't run into discharging, somebody's telling you the wrong thing. Period. I'm just not a person to go through the myths. When people say something, I do my homework. If it don't make sense, I get rid of it. I don't keep it around. That's not how my mind works. So what questions we got? I don't want to talk about myself all day long, but just want to give you guys the background of where the subconscious estate came from, because a rich person pressured me to say, okay, if you that powerful, create it for me. I want to walk the halls of my estate. That's what he asked me. And that's what I had to do. And it took a lot. But when you can show somebody their ancestors' faces on the wall. So for my Game of Thrones people that's in here, y'all will understand what I'm saying. Many faces. You have many faces, many hats that you could take on and off. You could be a beneficiary one day because you a beneficiary in the trust they created for you. Okay. So never throw it away. It don't make sense to get rid of it. You have to learn to manage it. Everything you come into contact with, you have to learn to manage it. Never throw it away. If somebody's teaching you to throw it away, wrong teacher. Period. If a person teaches you and they're not building and they taking from somebody else, that's not the right way to go either. Okay? Because you should not be taken from somebody, because one day you will have a business too. And when I came into this information, I came in from the Moorish, like most people do. You come in, you learn about the Moors, you learn about who you are, you learn about that, you start progressing. But you have to progress out of that. That ain't where you sit at. You right? Because I tell people this all the time. I know who I am. I know my history, but my history ain't never built nothing to protect me. So you can scream Moorish all day long, but you ain't got no goddamn consulate. You don't have nothing to protect a person. Period. Period. Let's just rip the band-aid off. We know who we are. We can claim a Moor, we can claim whatever title you want to claim. It's all about titles. If you want to be a king of your own trust, you call yourself a king. If you want to be a minister, call yourself a minister. I chose the minister route because everybody else did that ever pillaged anything. They did it based on saying, oh, I'm a minister. Shit, God told me to do it. So why wouldn't I fall into that? I don't have to be mean about it. I don't have to go kill people, throw their babies out of windows and all that. But I can still sit in that and use it. See, most pastors use it the wrong way because that's a pastor. A minister is over a pastor. But if you go to a church, you'll never hear minister, ever. Because they got rid of it. They take it out. It's too much power. If somebody call you a minister, that's why I got it on. I have my face on this thing. I really take this thing serious. Like my face is on it, and on the back of it, it has trust property, trustee. It's written on here. Get what I'm saying? You have to really live this thing if you're gonna live trust, because somebody gonna try you. I promise you, somebody gonna try you. Because it's a lot of things you're going to run into that you might not be ready for. If you submit a document, be ready for what that document is going to do, because that document is going to get to a real person. And depending on who that real person is, they'll hire a person like me. So when people tell you that a trust can't be broken into, that's a lie. People pay me all the time to break into people's trusts. So don't put too much power on a trust neither. Because remember, every vault that was built, somebody built the key. You can't build a cage without making the key. You gotta have a key. I'm a key when it comes to trust. All right. So I don't play with trust. And then a cheap thing to me, I keep the integrity in it because it's a lot of integrity in it, even though people have watered it down online so much. But I can't control that. But when you run into me, I'm living it. I embrace it. Like, trust is my world. When I tell you, I understand that I could be a beneficiary sometime. I understand that I could be a trustee sometime. But what most people miss is that you are a grantor every time you open an account, and you're a beneficiary every time you're supposed to receive an account. But what they did with you is they said, okay, hot potato, they switch you and put themselves in the beneficiary position and put you in the trustee position. Based on trust law, your ass is a trustee. So that means you are whole liable. It's nothing about emotions. People got to take the emotions out of this thing. If you're in a trustee position, you liable. Period. 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 So what you got to do? Put yourself back in the beneficiary position. You can do that. You can do that by creating a trust and doing it, or you could do it by speaking straight from your beneficiary capacity. So if you wrote somebody and you said, I'm the beneficiary of this account, they can't tell you not. Even on your mortgage, it tell you you're supposed to receive the benefits. Everybody, you and other people, supposed to receive benefits from this mortgage. But the only problem is they switch places with you. So it's working, but in their benefit. So there's nothing wrong with the system. I can't stand people that say something wrong with the system. I can tell you ain't nothing wrong with the system. The system is fine. The thing that's wrong with the system is you have people that don't want to learn, people that don't want to use any thought, and they just want to do something, and they think the system's supposed to work for them. Nothing wrong with the system. I can promise you that. But I'm gonna let you guys answer questions because I keep going on and on. But I think the questions will get us into more information. I see a lot of stuff in the chat. So
Tammy, you want to address their questions?
Yep, so there was a question earlier. Oh, here she is. Brandy asked, I need to discharge or pay monthly mortgage coupons. Y'all worked my ass off and managed a 340K home that I'm standing inside. Understand there is a way to play the game. The way is it was intended, but not to be a sheep. Anyways, that's why I'm here to discharge this mortgage and soon a car note. I plan on walking into the dealership without a down payment and discharging those payments.
no, you want to go in there with a down payment. Stop it, okay? You're talking to a real person that do this. The reason why you want to go in there and give them a down payment, because that's going to give you a reason to sue their ass. I'll give you a reason to take your property back. Sometimes you got to feed them and let them go in the trap. Remember, you playing a game. It's chess. You got to try and trap them. So what I do is I try to trap them. It's just like a big friend of mine, Residual Joe. He always send a letter to him, say, I ain't paying shit. You know what I'm saying? But when they respond, and if you know consumer law, once they respond, you got them. They ain't supposed to respond to you once you say you ain't paying nothing. Period. Period. Y'all got to start learning how to put these little rat traps out there and let them get in it. Because they're going to put themselves in it. As long as you set it. Yeah, you're going to have late payments. You're going to have certain things that you're dealing with right now. You will have those things. But what I want you guys to do, this is what I really want you guys to do on here. If you haven't corrected your name correctly, do that. And what I mean by correcting your name correctly, I mean you gotta have, you don't have to have, but you want an Article 3 judge with 3 stamps on your petition stating who you are. Okay? So you pull up your state, it's gonna say adult name change, but that's not what you're trying to do. Okay? Now I know a lot of people don't explain this to y'all, but I'm gonna explain it. If you got bad credit, you got the power to create a whole nother person. Because I just told you how just now. You create a whole nother person. Because as soon as you do a name correction, you know the next thing they're gonna ask you, hey, take these papers down there and get you another social and a birth certificate. I hope y'all catch that. I make people every day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know your power. It's power. You guys can wake up every day and create a person. A person fall under all kind of categories, but you can wake up every day and create and say, you know what? Damn, I need a secretary, but I ain't about to go to this company to get a secretary. So I'm gonna create a company, and then I'm gonna create a trust, and I'm gonna name her Tiffany. I'm gonna give her last name too, and then that's who's gonna run my stuff. A trust should always be the owner of everything that you operate in. LLCs, corporations, whatever you have, a trust should be the owner of it, period. If it's not, you don't have nothing backing you. You have no protection, period. I'm trying to knock the myths out. I'm trying to think of all the myths that I heard over time, kind of throw them out there. But you have to get used to building a person because they do it. They built the person when you came here. So on your arrival, remember, you arrived here. For you to arrive, that means somebody was expecting you.
Mm.
I hope don't let that shit fly over your head. They was expecting you way before the 9 months. Remember, you got here, then it took 9 months to kind of get yourself together. But somebody knew you was coming here before you even got to your mother. Think about that for a minute. And you know what they call it? The hospital. Hospice, where dead people go. When somebody tell you going to hospice, your ass is dead. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. You close, okay? It's where dead people go. So you don't fall in the land of the living, you fall in the land of the dead.
Crazy. Can I interject for a little bit?
Go ahead, let's do it.
How y'all doing? Hey, I'm Brandy, and I'm the one who had the question.
What's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing? So, like I said, I'm standing in 350K home that I manifested, right? I'm not gonna really go into it because that's nowhere here or there, but I'm in it. And so, you know, what comes along with it, bills, coupons, as I'm learning, you know, you get these in the mail and we say, hey, your loan has been
What is that?
downshrink.
What is
This
that?
this is by New Res. This is the new company who now owns my loan.
But when you look
Right.
at it, when you look at that paper, what is it to you though? Because I got a certain perspective when I look at papers. I just want to hear yours first, then I'm gonna give you
when I
mine.
look at it, that's a good question.
What is it?
Let me tell you how I felt when I looked at it. I laughed and I smiled in excitement.
Okay.
Because I don't know, but I know there's a way to pay this, if you will. And I'm not
To tender it.
to tender it.
Yeah,
And
you can't
I'm
make
just
payment. None of
I'm
y'all can make
excited,
payments. I'm gonna talk
y'all.
to everybody else too, but
I'm
none of y'all can
excited,
make
and
payments.
I don't know what Minister Beebetta and all you guys know, but I do. I've always been a rebel my whole life, and I've always known that this is not the end all be all. There's a million ways to do things, and I've always been that person. Hence me here in a 350K home with $0 in my bank account. So I know that there's a way to live free because I am free. I just don't exactly know how to get to it, but everything that, everything's starting to come to me, whether it's on social media or what have you, I'm manifesting it. And so I'm here today. I got invited.
Yeah, you're supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be here. So I need to know, and I hear you talking about, correct your name, correct Article 3.
We gonna do that. I'm
Okay.
right here, because you're gonna need
Okay.
this. This is very important because this is where you start to separate yourself from the name. It's just like if you had an LLC, a corporation, you're
Right.
not separate from those things. No matter how much people tell you, your ass is not separate. I can find you, okay, in your corporation, LLC, whatever. Okay. But you have to cause the separation. What you're gonna do is go to your state website, put in adult name change, but you're doing a correction. And I'm gonna explain why you're doing this. I'm not the person to leave you out there hanging.
Okay.
The reason you're doing this is because they put you and the body together. So in order for the spirit to move, the spirit have to be in some type of capsule, some type of conveyance, okay? From space, we was in a fucking spaceship. Then you crash, and then you crash here. And then you got into what they call sperm. You was in another spaceship. It looked just like one. Then you went to that damn spaceship. Then you ended up in your mama. You was in another spaceship, which is the thing. We can't move without being in something because we energy. Okay. So you need your body. You have to learn to manage the body. So when you go and you do this, you're gonna do a name petition. Okay. You can, damn, I wish I had one on me, but you're gonna do what you call a name petition. This name petition is gonna state that now that your name or any other derivative of that capital name don't ever call you that. Don't ever call you that. Don't ever present you like that. Don't ever say your name like that. But inside of it, it's gonna say now uppercase, lowercase of your name. Remove your middle name because you don't have one. Okay. Only the straw name have a middle name and a suffix. When you presenting as your natural self as a beneficiary, you remove the suffix in the middle name. You will see this sometime when you do applications sometimes. They'll have the first name and the last name asterisk, but everything else is like optional.
Yeah.
Because it is. Okay. That's why they put optional, because you don't have a middle name, you don't have a suffix. Only if you're speaking from the straw name itself, then you have a middle name and a suffix. So what you're doing is you're starting to separate this. So when you turn in this petition, it goes along with their documents. So when you do the adult name change, it's going to have their own application. And it's going to say your name now and the name you want to be like known as. Okay. Then you're going to send that. And then the court gonna call you, or they're gonna tell you to come get it. Okay. Normally they tell you to come get it. Don't worry about seeing the judge, because the judge don't want to see you after they see that petition. Okay. So what you want to do is you don't want to certify copies. So for now on, everybody get used to doing exemplified copies. I don't care if they tell y'all they don't exist, push them, because they do. We certified copies don't do no good for us. Not as a living being, but your name it does. So as y'all start to see, I start to bounce back and forth. Okay. Now you separated that, Brandy. So now if somebody ever came to you and say, hey, I sent this letter, what you got in your hand right now, and I can promise you it got your name in all caps. Now you see where your fight is starting to fight.
Yes.
Instead of you just saying some stuff like, nah, I ain't supposed to be, I ain't gonna do this. And no, you're not writing to the right person. I can return the sender, but that's only going to push it out another 30 days. Okay. It's just like Most people say, well, how do I pay my light bill without paying it? Just tell them you gonna send a check. Right at the discontent, right when they about to turn your shit off, you call them and say, I'm about to send a check. 30 days. Hey, I'm about to send it 30 days. So I just told y'all just now how to not pay a goddamn light bill or water bill. You just call them right before disconnect. I'm about to send a check in. What they gonna do? Credit your account. Credit your account because they sent you a discount coupon. Now, at least you got a defense. So if you ever end up in court, you can say, hey, I'm writing from the living being now. Now they're gonna see the separation because now one of their people already stamped off on it to say, hey, Brandy, don't ever go by Brandy all cap Wells ever again. This is the only way that y'all talk to her. So your mail need to come like that for now on. Everything you deal with need to come like that. Uppercase, lowercase, true grammar, like we learned in school. Period. We just taking it back to school. That's it.
And I'm filing it through my court and state of Georgia.
So normally when you get to the adult name change part of it, it's gonna tell you what you need to do in your state to even do it. So
Gotcha.
people, I know New York, all digital. Shit, you ain't even got to print nothing out in New York. But it all depends on where you are, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you so you gotta put your name. So it's almost like what when they was trying to teach you guys syntax, okay? Syntax is too far. Like you gotta really understand syntax. So this is another way of syntax. Syntax is correcting something that's wrong in text. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm telling Brandy how to correct the text. Because the text is all that matters. If somebody writes you something and said, well, she received it, she didn't rebut it, okay, it's good. Y'all know what that is. If you don't rebut it, it's good. If somebody sends you a letter and you don't rebut it within 30 days, then you owe the debt. That's just how the game go. But if you rebut it and you send something back to them, then they gotta extend it out again. That's another 30 days. But we don't send nothing to them, so they like, well, whatever, acquiescence. But we got to know what dishonor. Write this down. Acquiescence is from our side. If I'm not saying anything, acquiescence don't go both ways. It's another saying for that. It's dishonor or silence. That's what the company do to you. You acquiescence if you silent. They in dishonor of silence. This is a real thing. Dishonor of silence. That's what they do. So when some people write the company and say, well, you an that's the wrong word. That's why they don't pay you no attention. You got to write with intention. Trust is all about intention. You can't even have a trust without intention. So if I created a trust in the John Doe name, and shit, I can defend my stuff from that trust. If I created a private trust name, like I just told you guys, first name, last name, no middle name, no suffix, express trust, private, contract, because a trust is a contract. It's never been a business. It's not an entity. It's none of that. It's a contract between two or more people, period. That's all it is. So once you do that, then now I'm giving you a defense. That's your first line, Brandy. If you don't do this, they're gonna get you. I promise you.
All right, I just had some ambulance sirens going by. You said, say it again.
So
sorry.
I'm telling everybody on this, before you start sending letters out to anybody, protect yourself. Let them know what you stand on. You can't write straight from the name. If you write from your name, let them know that you're the beneficiary or the grantor. Okay, if you coming from your name. Now, if you coming from the living being, the living man or woman, then you coming from straight equity. So you use no laws. The only thing you use is maxims. If you ever got a damn law in there, you probably go in the wrong direction. We use nothing but maxims. That's it. So you know all those things the old people used to say back in the day. Those scriptures mean a lot. You know, and that's what protected them. But what I want to tell you guys about, you have 501c3. That's completely owned by the government. Okay, period. But then you have a 508, 509. The difference between the two is all about the description box. It's all about what you write in it. Okay. So when people tell you that you cannot have a public, so you can have a public EIN and still have a private trust. You can have a private trust and still have a public EIN. People putting too much limitations on trust, and there ain't none. Trust is based off of imagination. If I think I can fly, then I can fly. That's how I go. Yeah, you a real boy or you not? So what I just told Brandy is how to create her real person. The real person, the natural person. You get what I'm saying? So when she do that, she caused the separation and she can show it. Because now she got a judge that signed off on it and 3 of his other counterparts that signed off on it to say, well, she is who she says she is. I am the I am.
Yes.
That's
Period.
it, period. Period. What's up? What else we got?
Great
And then
stuff.
after that, Brandy, you gotta learn how to endorse. You gotta learn how to endorse your coupon. So if you look on my page, I just put an endorsement up there.
I'm gonna have to follow you because I'm new to you. I'm new to everybody,
Yeah, I
y'all.
know. I stay kind of in the cut. You know, I
I
don't sell
gotta get your
anything, so it's
app.
gonna be hard for y'all to run into me because I don't sell nothing. If I was selling shit, y'all would have ran into me a long time ago.
Look it, we got you right here, right in the flesh,
Yeah.
right here. So I need all the information. I
Yeah,
need
all
how.
donations, especially to the ladies. Don't donate to me. Donate to the ladies, you know, because I told you, they on a road that I'm still trying to get to, right? Because I tell them all the time, one of my biggest mentors, which is Christian Walters and Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard is my imaginating coach. I never met him before in my life, but I know him. And one thing he said was, if somebody say they're gonna help you and they ask you for money, they're a scammer. That is true, right? But Neville Goddard wasn't a millionaire like I want to be, right? So you got to know who you're listening to as well. Some people okay with the way they do things, okay? Some people okay with that. I don't want to be that. I want to be everything that my ancestors said I can be. I want to have on my nice stuff. I want to have that stuff too as I walk this journey. I don't want to just be in an old beat up robe teaching people and I ain't got shit going on.
Mhm.
Nah, them days is over. You see what happened to the person that did that? I'm not about to be on no damn cross. I ain't messing around with y'all. Mm-mm.
I feel that.
All people gonna do is look. That's all they gonna do. So
With the
one thing
camera.
about it is trust. You have to establish your will first. Then you start working on your revocable living trust. Anybody that tell you to just create an irrevocable trust just lied to you. An irrevocable trust is where you put stuff that you don't want to mess with no more. You're not even touching it. You're not managing it. You just want to protect it. That's what goes in an irrevocable trust. But anything you managing and you putting your hands on directly, like Brandy House, that's a living trust all day. Because we ain't trying to protect it from the creditors. First, we trying to make sure the creditors know that we need our house back. And the only way you could do that by law is transferring it into an inter vivos trust first, period. It's in law, period. If you transfer it into an irrevocable trust right at the beginning, you just now set off what they call a due sale clause. And they're
And
going
you
to accept.
said revocable trust, and then you said an era something trust.
Yeah, so this is a law. This is a law. You guys can plug it in ChatGPT. However, I'm saying it, I was trying to think of the law as I'm going. But even in my mortgage, it states that if the grantor or the beneficiary come back, they able to transfer the property, not sell it. Get away from that word, not sell it. They're able to transfer it to a natural person without triggering the due sale clause. Boom.
Mm.
Now you at least not gonna get kicked out of your property while you fighting. But definitely don't stop paying because that puts you in dishonor. You don't want to be in dishonor. You want to keep paying until they discharge it. Once they discharge and they tell you it's discharged, then it's good. Normally, when you mess with a mortgage, they're gonna send you a letter to say that it's terminated, pay it off, and then you take that to the county and then they put it on record, you know? Cars. I don't go after titles. I have no reason for a title. Because I'm a beneficiary. What I need a title for? That's paper warfare. I don't need to be doing paper. They need to do the paperwork. So the dealership ain't even your enemy if you listen to what I'm saying. You gotta stop looking at these things as enemies. They are transmitting utilities. We are utilities, so we need something to transmit through. So if you
Mm.
say F the bank, then you ain't doing no business. Because that's just how we operate. We energy. We in a body and we got to transfer energy. Money is energy, everything is energy we deal with. So we got to have some type of pole in the middle to transmit the energy from one thing to the other. You got brokerage accounts, stock accounts. That's all those things is. That's why we call them surety reports. But you only come from your surety position if nobody not listening to you. It's the only reason you claim surety position. Surety is not what I run to at the beginning. I'm a beneficiary and I stand on that because you can't tell me no different. Pull up your trust. Where my name at? Grantor. Brandy, when you look at your mortgage, look at your note. Look at your note and look at your mortgage. Then go back to the coupon. The coupon is just stating what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the note and your actual mortgage documents, and it's gonna tell you. And I'm telling you, if you don't see it, just take a picture of your mortgage, each paper, each piece of paper, take a picture of it, throw that joker in Chat GPT, and tell it, I need all key points and remedies out of this document. And I swear to God, it's gonna find that one thing that says that you have permission, and this is in anybody mortgage. This is in anything. You have permission to transfer anything you have to a natural person.
Mm.
Period. Yeah, I can look it up while I'm on here. I don't like to lie. It's gonna tell you a natural person. And once you know what a natural person is, and you know a natural person is definition for a trust, boom, that's it. That's really it. So you mean to tell me I bought my house in my name and y'all coming after me? But if I created a trust and I put myself in the rightful positions, then it's gonna merge the trust and it's gonna get rid of the one y'all did and mine stand. And how do you merge the trust? You put everybody back in their rightful position. Remember, they switch with you. So when you create the trust, you're gonna have a private trust with you as the grantor, you as the beneficiary. Who's gonna be the trustee? Who makes sense to be the trustee? Remember, the trustee is always liable.
Mm.
So if you created a trust and you put them back in the trustee position, that merges the trust. It eliminates it. Period. Your trust stand. Now, how do your trust pay bills? Because you funded it. Because you wrote a letter in your trust and gave your trust value. You know,
Mm.
in your trust, you stated that your trust, you have a bond in your trust that say your trust is worth $1 million. That's all they need is a bond to perform. So when they ask you, well, Brandy, you just sent us this discharge. You just sent us this letter of instruction. You just endorsed your coupon and you sent it to us. What do you want us to do? What's the remedy? I want you to discharge it. What's discharge? You can do it. The Treasury can do it. But as long as I send it to you, I've done my job. That's what y'all got to get through y'all head. It was the hardest thing I had to get through my head. Because after I send something, I'm like, they ain't saying nothing, man. They ain't saying nothing. You know? But
Mm.
nobody come to the house. Nobody come to the house. You don't see no sheriff. This same thing happened with my cars. That's why I stopped going after the title. Why am I bothering them about the title for when I could just ride around in the car, still register the car, still do all that stuff without them bothering me and don't have to make a payment? That's why I start doing equitable position. I stay in the beneficiary position. If I'm doing paperwork, if you find yourself doing too much paperwork, you're taking on their job. You're becoming a trustee. That's why I don't talk about 1099s. I don't talk about none of that stuff because I ain't supposed to be doing it.
Mm.
I'm only supposed to tell you, hey, I just found out yesterday I'm a living man or woman. resource department. What form do I need to put on file? Oh yeah, sir, that's a W-8, Ben. Okay, cool. They there to do their job. And then sometimes you got to teach them. But that don't mean they don't have a job. When you go in there and people abandon from the clerk, like, oh, now the clerk she ain't talking to me. Just send a letter then. That's how we talk anyway. I don't care if she don't hear me. Shit, I'm dead anyway to her. But if I did say something and she went on through with it, then I don't have a problem. But at the end of the day, you dead. They don't even see you when you go in there, to be honest. Because they only can deal with corporations and entities. That's it, period. And if you put yourself in that box, then you already done screwed yourself. You got to keep separating yourself. I don't care where you are. You got to separate yourself. You got to know where you at. You got to know what venue you in. You got to know what jurisdiction. And this ain't just court. You got to know what jurisdiction you in when you even go in the post office. Because you got to know the post office is the real bank, not Bank of America. If your stuff don't go through the post office, it's not going to get paid. So if you got a private trust with a private number from the post office, and then that trust got a certain value attached to it, like 400,000, and then your mortgage is 300 something thousand. So you gave him a little bit of money too, just to leave you alone. Period. The next law, I want y'all to go search for it. So I don't tell y'all the law. I'm just telling you what you need to type in, and it's going to take you there. What it tells you, after it tells you can transfer your mortgage, it tells you that the other person can make the payment for it. Remember, when you sign, that's a co-signer. Every time you sign your name, that's a third party. Okay? You the third party. So when your parents told you not to co-sign, we do the shit all day without another person. See, when people told us co-sign, we automatically think another person. No, you co-sign every time you sign for something. Because it's the being signing and you signing at the same time. And then what they do is they take it, they grab it, and they say, okay, she just gave us a promise to pay. But the application is what got us into the treasury. They don't care about no credit score. Credit score is not what gets you cars. Once they know that they can get the approval, all that do is tell them that they can go to the treasury without getting in trouble. That's all the credit score do. Because they don't want to go to the treasury window and get rejected neither. So they need proof. You just gave them the proof. 800 credit score, boom. Give them the right to go exchange. They don't go to the treasury. They do it in the dealership. So now they take your promise to pay and turn it into something negotiable. Then they come back out and they say, hey, do you agree with this? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with this? That's negotiable activity. Start to separate it. That's negotiable activity. That means we can talk about it. But I ask you guys this. What's written on the dollar bill? Negotiable or non-negotiable? Which one?
Negotiable.
Negotiable.
Negotiable. That means we can talk about it.
Talk about it.
I mean, because you said this is a dollar bill don't mean it's a dollar bill. That's what negotiable means. So if I send you this, it could be negotiated. But what if I send a bill of exchange with it? Now I'm telling you what to do with it. Promise to pay. They change it to terms. You negotiate the terms, and then you sign off. They take the document and they exchange it. Bill. So Brandy, once again, what is that in front of your face again? What is it called? What do grandma call that shit? What is it?
A bill.
A bill. Go back to school. Go back to school of hard knocks. When he said, "I'm a bill, she is a bill." You remember? I'm just a
Yep.
bill on me. On
That's
Capitol Hill. You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? So, all right, so a bill, okay. So if you have a bill in your hand, Brandy, the corporate person can't do nothing with that,
Mhm.
but the beneficiary can.
Yeah.
Who created the loan? I'm telling you, if y'all get this, y'all gonna be on a rampage. Every time you went and did a car, a mortgage, anything, who started it?
Mr. Roman.
Because the dealership there all day long. The dealership stay there. They ain't doing
Mhm.
nothing different, but they need you to come off the highway.
Mm.
Remember, they need you to come off the highway. So they throw advertisements up. So when people say, "Oh yeah, I ain't never been hypnotized before," that's a goddamn lie. You hypnotized
Lie.
every day. You
Every
know,
day.
I got this chain on because I don't like rappers, but I saw them with it on. Like I cannot tell somebody like, I just came up with that. Yeah, it got my own likeness to it. But the first time I see in a chain like this was on a rapper. I don't want to be a rapper, but the eyes have to see what the eyes want. Remember, you came here for desires. You came here for desire, period. You was gas and you wasn't happy with that. You wanted to touch something. So you came in, you signed a contract to come touch something.
Mhm.
Sometimes you touch good shit and sometimes you touch bad shit. But the main thing is when your ass hit A, when you hit Series A, that's when you lost your memory. They tell you every time. Every time a baby come here, your ass is gonna hit another planet. And your ass is gonna forget why you even signed up to come in the first place. That's the problem. That's the problem. Every time a baby come here, it get hit, and they always tell you asteroid. They always say an asteroid shower. An asteroid shower is the same thing as saying sperm. A whole bunch of damn shits just let out at one time. Okay, but they going for one thing. One thing. So that means you're supposed to be here. So we ain't even answering that no more. You was in a hole in a canal with a million different other little sperms and they spaceships trying to get in that because that's where the power at. The sperm need that to go into his next metamorphosis. Without the egg, shit, a man just shooting without the egg. So trust falls in the same thing. Once you understand that your ass, somebody was waiting for you to get here,
Mm.
it'll change your whole perspective of the way you look at life. They expect the airplane to come from Florida to Texas and they can tell you the time. They did the same thing with you.
Mm.
Ain't no, every time when a spaceship come in here, it don't leave. It don't leave. Nobody never left this firmament because it wasn't designed for that. So even when a spaceship go in the air, it goes around in a circle and it come back. There ain't no through. There ain't no such thing as through. It's just around. Around. And then it's come back. That's why Elon Musk was showing people that. He took the rocket around and it came back and then landed itself. But normally, if we send a rocket out, we trying to send it out as far as we can. So how the hell the rocket come back?
Mm.
Because it never went nowhere. You get what I'm saying? You can't leave here until you become gas again, ether. Then you go back to the ethers. But if somebody put your ass in a casket, your ass is not going to where you're supposed to go. I can promise you that. That's why a Tesla can ride in the cemetery and see people walking around because they stuck. Stop doing that shit to your ancestors. I come from Louisiana, so we just don't do that shit anyway. Stop doing that shit to your ancestors. Stop letting these funeral home directors put your people in lead. Y'all know what happened to Superman when you put him in lead, right?
Loses power.
Can't see through it, can't go through it. They tell you that all the time. A ghost can't go through lead. That's why they took all the lead off the houses. You get what I'm saying? And then they talking about lead poisoning. No, you took the lead off my wall so you can see through it. Period.
Mm.
That's why all the houses is wood now. No lead to be found. You can't see through lead and you can't see what's happening on the other side of lead. And people put their loved ones in lead all the time and talk about they doing them a justice. No, your ass just kept them here. Period. They soul can't escape.
I came here looking for one thing and we
Huh?
getting I said I came here looking for one thing and we getting put onto something completely.
It's the thing that's gonna really help you. Templates not
Absolutely.
gonna help you. Paperwork not gonna help you. It's talking to somebody that's gonna tell you the truth. Talking to somebody that's gonna say, you know what, fuck that paper. Because if you don't know who you are, the paper ain't gonna do you no good anyway. I'm that type of person. People pay me to talk shit to them because we adults. We ain't children. And if somebody play with you like that, you gonna play with them. So I might say, oh, here go a template, go do that. And then you gonna get crazy and then you're gonna be like, oh, it didn't work. It didn't work because it wasn't even in you in the first place. It gotta come from you. Somebody send you a template, you still gotta sit down and re-engineer it to make it they tell you that in the book itself. Your likeness. Period. Your likeness, not my likeness. I might tell you something to get you on the verge, but don't ever say, oh, MinisterBeebetta told me that. You done took away your own damn spirit and your power. No, don't mention me to nobody. You the source. Now, you the person that got the energy, not me. They got to believe you. Hey, grandma, you need a will, you need a trust. Who said that? Most people say, well, I was listening to this guy and he told me that. They already done block you out at that point. Well, shit, you ain't even believe in it. What I'm gonna rock with you for? But if you say, hey, grandma, we got to do this will, we got to do this, and that's the reason we got to do it. Here go the paperwork. Here go the stuff from the county that's stating that we got to do this. It's real then. Yeah, don't ever put the unicorn in front of you because people ain't gonna understand it. They got to hear from you. But what else? What else we got? I ain't want to keep going. And
I love it.
but
Thank you.
Brandy, I help you though.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all, this can be about me. I don't mind at all. Come on, we can talk about mine. Ain't nobody else saying nothing. I
Hey,
take
and
it
then
home,
like
whatever
they
day that
said,
I need.
now you get
promise
what
you.
I said. If
I
you look
promise
at it
you.
for what it is, it's a bill. If you know it's a bill, then you know a bill can be exchanged. And then that's going to take you straight to the law, bill of exchange. Then a bill of exchange turn into a tender of payment. From bill of exchange to tender of payment. It have to go in order. Can't skip steps, especially when you're trying to discharge. But I digress, and I'm gonna let the twins take over and take us wherever they're trying to take us at this point.
I wanted to see.
I know we over time. You said an hour.
No worries. I
We
said
going on
hours
about
too.
20.
People are still here, so that means they're still listening. So that means that's good. I
Yeah.
want you to talk about the hypnosis, and I want you to hypnotize Tammy.
Yes. So when we got on the call, like I told you, a guy made a challenge to me. I had to figure it out. So my whole thing is not to ask people about their estate. I just allow them to show me their estate. Okay. So Tammy was graceful enough to say, I'll be the guinea pig for this. Okay. She came dolled up and everything. So if y'all see some crying and different stuff going on, you're going to know it's real. Okay. I'm the type of person where when I do hypnotherapy, I'm going to take you down and then I'm going to bring you up. So I'm going to introduce you to all your demons that you didn't want to see, the ones you try to forget. I'm going to introduce you to that. You might see a cry, you might see a fall. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. But the main thing is that it works. And that's what I can tell y'all. If I don't tell you nothing else, it works. And it don't work from you doing all this stuff in front of people and this and that and this and that. At this point right now, Tammy already hypnotized because she said that she wanted to do it. See? So I ain't even say nothing. She already in position. Get what I'm saying? The body don't know shit, but the subconscious know what it wants. It know what it wants. Okay? So I'm allow her to walk me through it. Now I know it's a way for me to zone in on you. They give you a pennant, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. All right, now Miss Tammy. I ain't gonna take you through the whole thing because I don't want people to get freaked out. Okay. So we're gonna just do a little bit. All right. Yes, hypnotherapy is the only way to silence the mind. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna silence her ego a little bit. The person she called Tammy is gone. Okay. Now, Tammy, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through a couple of things, okay? I know you're used to it, so it ain't gonna take long for you to get into it, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I need to take you to a place where you can explain your estate to me. You can explain what your trust look like. You can explain what's keeping you from doing it. You can explain all of this to me, okay? I'm not gonna keep you there long, but I do need to take you under. So I'm gonna take you through a couple of breathing exercises just to relax you. Okay, so just follow me. Everybody that even want to follow along with me, you can. Okay, you won't get stuck like this. I promise you. So if you want to go along with us, I recommend you to do it. It's a recommendation. Okay, but you don't have to. Okay, but in order to do it, you do need your camera on because I need to see your eyes. It's all in the eyes. Okay, now Tammy, I want you to do is I just want you to stare right in my eyes. Just stay with me. Okay. All right. Now, sometimes I like to do it like this. So follow me. Okay. Everything I do from now on, just follow me. Okay. Now bring it up to your face for me. Now bring it. Nope, you keep it right there. You ain't gotta see me. Now bring it a little bit away from your face, almost like you praying. There you go, right there. I can see that nose. Okay, there you go. Now, in a moment, I'm gonna walk you through a couple of steps. Okay. When your fingers go up, it's gonna look almost like the end of a gun. I'm gonna tell you which fingers. Okay. Now those two thumbs, put them back the way they was. They need to be crossed. They need to be crossed like this. There you go. Now, as I'm speaking right now, Tammy, and you trusting me right now, your hands are starting to get closer and tighter and tighter and tighter. I know you got a strong imagination, so I know it's gonna happen fast. The more I talk, the more you hear my voice. The more you hear my voice, the deeper my voice get, the tighter your hands get. The deeper my voice get, the tighter your hands get. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to put your fingers up like this. Okay, put them together. Now listen to my instruction. When your fingers open, it's gonna feel like a magnet is on the top of each tip of your fingers. On the tip of your fingers, like a strong magnet that's gonna bring them back together. Okay, just stay with me. Okay. Now, when they open, it's gonna start to come together. Now, simultaneously, you will not fall over. You're gonna stay still in your chair. You will not fall over, but your hands will go down to your laps, and your eyes will close, and your head will do like this. Simultaneous motion. Okay. As soon as the fingertips touch. Keep your eyes on the fingertips, okay? Here we go. Open. Open them fingers. There we go. Open them fingers. Now, you start to feel them tugging. Start to feel them coming back. As soon as they touch, your eyes gonna close. There we go. Simultaneously, hands going down to your lap. Deep breath in. Hold it. Let it out. With every exhale, you go deeper, 10 times deeper. Your 10 times deep, not my 10 times deep. Going deeper and deeper, letting go, relaxing. Another deep breath in. Breathe in again. Bring in more air. Hold it. You start to hear the subconscious screaming. You start to hear the subconscious screaming for air, but you got control. You got control. Don't let it control you. Don't let it control you. Exhale. Going 10 times deeper. Chin touching the chest all the way down at this moment. Not falling over, staying still in your chair. Right now, you guys are listening to me. All the people that's following with me right now, listen to my voice. The more and more you hear my voice, you start to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Letting go. Muscles in your face start to relax. The muscles around your eyes start to relax. Your shoulders start to relax. Your body starts to relax. You start to go into this Zen-like feeling, a feeling that you've never been to, a place you've never been to. But this is it. When I count to 3, you guys are going to be all the way deep, and you guys are going to be where you need to be. I don't know where you're going to end up at, but where you're going to end up at is the first place that you lost control. It's going to be the first place that you didn't have control. It's going to be the first place that you felt that you didn't have control, and you felt the pain of not having control. Right now, as I'm speaking right now, you're starting to arrive to that place. You're starting to get to that place where this fear is at, where things are holding you back. You're starting to get to that place. I can see it operating in your body right now. You're starting to get there. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Everybody that's following along with me, and I want you to answer. Where are you? Tell me.
7,
What do you see?
my family.
All right, this is what I want you to do. Follow my voice. Everybody on here, I want you to follow my voice because we got to get to that state. We got to figure out what your trust look like. We got to figure out what you're building, but we got to purge first. We got to get rid of all the bad energy, the fear, everything that's holding you back. Listening to my voice, going deeper and deeper into this moment. Right now, you're approaching 2 roads in front of you. If you see these 2 roads, shake your head. Just put your head up and down. You see these 2 roads. Brandy, you with us? You see those 2 roads? See those 2 roads? All right. Now, on the left road, that's what you want to be. That's the person you are. That's the life you want to live. It's everything that you see is on that left road. Now, that right road is where the damage is at. That's where the stress is at, the pain is at. As I'm saying it right now, you're starting to see all this stuff on the right road. It's starting to almost come up from your ankles all the way up to your legs. You're starting to actually see it. Whatever's holding you back, whatever's keeping you down, whatever's stopping you from creating your estate is right there in front of you. Tammy, what do it look like? What is it?
The right road
Mm-hmm.
is word no, you can't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And losing control, getting told no, rejected.
Keep going. Now, as you speak about this and you start to say these things, you start to feel a bubble in the middle of your chest. Everybody that's following me right now, you start to envision this bubble in your chest. That bubble in your chest at this point now, you bringing in all the bad energy from your fingertips, from your eyelids, from the tip of your hair, any place you feel fear, anything holding you back, keeping your confidence down, anything, I want you to bring it on in into the middle of your chest. Right now, it's starting to form. Right now, you're letting it build up. All the people telling you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't make it happen. But you're looking at the left road. Make sure you still look at the left road because that's what you want to be. But we got to clean up this right road first. And the way we're going to clean it up is we're going to purge. We're going to release it. Right now, as I'm speaking, that ball's starting to build up even more. You're starting to bring in all the pain, all the past visions, all the past memories, everything that's keeping you from being that person that you see on that left road. Right now, I'm going to start and I'm going to count to 10. As I get up to 10, you're going to start to get even more intense in your chest to the point where you start to feel water falling from your eyes. You start to want to clear your body out, but you can't. 2, getting more intense, starting to not block out anything. You're starting to remember all the bad memories you had, everything you tried to forget. It's starting to flush back in. 3, getting more intense as I speak. 4, more intense, not letting it up. Want to become this person that you want to become. 5, going on. You keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9. When I say 10, everybody on here that's following along with me, you're going to release. When I say 10, I don't know how you're going to release. You might scream. You might holler. You might cry. I don't know. But this whole thing is to get you to your estate and to get you to who you are. So you're going to have to do it. I'm holding. I'm at 9. I'm at 9. It's building up. I'm at 9. Here we go. Y'all ready? 10. Purge. Let it out. Anything that's there, let it out. Anything that's holding you back, let it out. If you feel it in there, right now, that ball is in the middle of your chest. Until you feel that ball go out of your chest, you are not good yet. So I need you to keep going and keep purging until that thing is no longer in the middle of your chest, till you no longer feel that feeling. Right now, as you're doing this, you're starting to approach these halls. You're starting to approach this hallway. In this hallway, you're starting to see your ancestors on each wall. You're starting to see their faces. You see a grandmother. You see a descendant aunt. You paint the picture for me. Whoever you have in your family is on this wall. All these people on this wall are now starting to speak to you. They're starting to tell you, Tammy, you got to do this. Brandy, you got to do this. They telling you what you got to do. But no, that's not what we're doing. I need to know what you want to do. So you're going to start to tell them what you want to do, because people give the ancestors too much goddamn power. But we about to take the power back. I need you to tell the ancestors what you going to do. What are you going to do on this journey? What you going to make happen? How you going to take control of your estate? As you walking down these halls, you starting to get to this door. You see the door. On the door is that person you want to be, that person you know you are, that person you know you can become. Looking at the door right now, you see a picture of that person. Tammy, explain that person to me that you see on the door. Brandy, explain that person to me that you see on the door.
Powerful, strong.
As you saying it, you starting to build confidence. As you saying it, that ball in the middle of your chest starting to just go away. Go away. Go away. Let it purge out. Now, that door just turned into an elevator. In order for you to become this person that you want to become, you have to let go of everything. You have to leave it in the past. In order for you to get through the elevator door, you have to be sure that you want to leave it in the past. You got to be sure that you want to be this new person. You got to embrace this new person. No fluff. None. When you guys are ready to become this person, step into the door, become this person, embody this person to what they have on, to the way they wear their hair, to the way they cut their hair, to the shoes they wear, to the suits, the clothes, whatever they have on. I need you to embrace it fully. Embrace the beneficiary fully, this position. Seeing it. When I count to 3, you guys gonna be this person that you see. You're no longer gonna make excuses for this person. Right now, the subconscious and the conscious is working together for the first time ever. You starting to feel that merger happen. Embracing it, becoming the person you're supposed to be, seeing it, looking in the mirror, becoming this person. That old person you saw starting to dissolve itself away. You starting to become this new person you see, the person people tell you couldn't be. But I'm telling you can be that today. When I count to 3, you guys gonna become this person. When you guys come back, I'll be able to look in your eyes and see the change in you. I'll know that you have 1,000% confidence. As I'm saying it right now, 1,000% confidence just hit your body. 1,000% more. Building up 1,000% more. Getting rid of the fear 1,000% more. People telling you can't do anything. Get rid of it. Anything that don't do good by you, get rid of it before you walk in this door. 1, the door is opening. You see the light. 2, you believe that you could be this person. I can see the smile on your face right now. You're starting to embrace this person. But when I say 3, it's all up to you. When I say 3, you're going to become this. You're going to step in that elevator and you're going to rise to the top. And every level you get to, the door's going to keep opening and you're going to see another vision of your new life on every level, all the way to the penthouse. Stepping into the elevator on 3. Elevator door closing. Starting to become this person. going level by level by level. As I'm saying, you're starting to increase your confidence about trust, your confidence about credit, your confidence about who you are. Nobody can tell you no different at this point in time. As long as you operate honorably, you know who you are and you're moving in spirit. You guys embracing the spirit. Just make sure ain't nothing else in there because you can't trick yourself. Make sure you ain't holding on to nothing else that we went in here with. Let it go. Don't trick yourself. Now, when your elevator get to the top and you feel like you this person, your eyes gonna open. Remember what I say this. Your eyes will not open until you believe that you this person. Your eyes will not open until you know that you can take control of your estate from this now on. You can build the trust when you want to build a trust. You can build a corporation. You can fund the business. You can do whatever you want to do from this point forward. When people see you, they're gonna move in your essence because you're moving at an optimal performance, like a beneficiary and a trustee supposed to do. So when you get to the top and you believe it, your eyes will open. Your eyes will not open until you believe it. Welcome back, Tara. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right.
Arigato.
How we feeling?
Enriching.
Amazing.
Feeling. I couldn't see everybody. You know, I know some people probably had their camera off. All
Whew.
right.
Love no session.
How we feel?
Let's go.
Feel like a
Ready?
How do you
beneficiary.
feel?
Go.
Okay, so let me ask something. Let me test the waters a little bit. I'm about to show y'all this. Watch. What's the three positions of a trust? Three key positions.
Grantor, beneficiary, trustee.
I'm showing y'all how it works. All right, watch this. If I created a trust, do I have to be the grantor?
Could be non-grantor.
Okay. Let's see. Let me give you a hard one. Let me if I had a bill, Brandy, that came in the mail, how would I handle that as a beneficiary? Let your heart speak. What would you do first?
Change my name. Cap first letter of my name, caps last letter of my name, not all caps.
And why are you doing that?
Because I am who I say I am. I'm not that straw man on that paper.
And a living being have to give notice or declaration? Or if you don't do that, it's an assumption?
It's an assumption.
An assumption. All right. Now, if I'm a living being, what type of trust would I want to operate through?
Revocable.
If I want to protect something and keep it away from people, what would I build?
Say it again.
If I need to protect it, if I need to protect it from creditors, where would I put it?
Estate came to mind.
That's your estate. Remember I said, revocable trust is when you manage things that you need to put your hand on it.
Right.
Irrevocable means you throwing it away. You putting it away. Rainy day. All right? Now, Tammy, question for you. On that wall, who was the most important person that stood out to you that was saying something?
My grandmother.
What did she say?
You got this. You can do it.
Did it feel like she was there?
Yeah, she's like, go do it. Go do it. I'm like, what?
Anybody else? Brandy. Who was on the wall talking to you?
My nephew
Is
My
he here?
dad,
or no?
he's
Here?
gone.
And he gone, but he was
Yeah,
there.
he was there. Yeah, he was there. He the first
And
one who said it.
did he talk shit to you?
He said, "You can do it. You got it." He said, keep going, you got it, you got it.
Oh, me too.
Who else on here? Who else? Who stood out to you on the wall? Who else did it? Who stood out to you on the wall? Well,
My
grab
dad.
him. Outfitter, what she say? What your people say to you? Who was it?
My dad.
When the last time you
Uh,
spoke to your dad?
he's been gone for 20 years.
Never thought he was still there, huh? You just
I've
thought
seen.
when people say that they was just BS. No.
Uh,
Energy don't go nowhere. But tell me a little bit what he tell you.
I just didn't say anything. He just was there. Just
Y'all hear it? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear the
yeah.
determined in his voice? Like he really did talk to his people. You get what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand the power of this shit. Like your people are there and they there to help you. But if you approach it trying to tell them what the hell going on, then you just like you made the whole experience irrelevant because you going in there trying to get what you want. So when you guys went in there, it wasn't about what you wanted.
Mhm.
It was about what you need. It was about what you need. Oh, I bet you when you was in there, Brandy, you didn't care shit about your house. You probably didn't even thought about it
Nope,
at
didn't
all.
at all.
Because that shit didn't come here with you. So
Mhm.
when y'all was in there, y'all only gonna deal with what's with you. And that's what people don't want to do. That's why people don't come to me. That's why people avoid me. They want templates. They want shit to make them feel good. No, I'm gonna take you to where you need to go. And I'm gonna show you yourself. For all the people that follow me on here, you saw yourself. And as the day go by, things gonna happen. You're very sensitive right now. So let me tell y'all the good stuff that come from this. If you stand up right now, it's almost like you're gonna be walking on pillows. It's gonna feel like you're walking on feathers for the rest of the day.
Mm.
Feel like you float. Okay? Those people that y'all saw, they gonna make another introduction. It ain't gonna be the one you want though. You will talk to these people again. And they gonna come when you ain't even expecting it. Outfitter. You hear me? Oh, he coming again. Oh, he coming again. And this and I can hear it starting to come out of you already. Probably when we get off this call, your ass gonna purge, brother. Your ass gonna have a long sit down with yourself and your ass gonna cry. And if it happens, just let me know because I know it's gonna happen. It's what we all need. We gotta purge. That's why I get off the paper. I don't stay on paper like that. Because if you ain't work on yourself and your mind, that paper ain't gonna do you no good. But I can tell you right now, Tammy ready. I can tell you right now, Brandy ready. Outfitter ready. Tara ready. Anybody that follow me on this shit, they're gonna be totally different from the rest. That's why I said I recommend you to do it. Because the next time these people come on this call, y'all ain't gonna know who the hell they are. I'd be surprised if I don't see one of y'all online later on live, just talking. And knowing why, you just talking. It happens. I done seen a lot of stuff happen. But you will change. You will become that person. I seen all of y'all step through that door, and I seen all of y'all eyes open at different moments. That means that you wasn't synchronized with nobody else. You wasn't doing what somebody else wanted you to do. You did it on your own time. Tammy eyes open different from Tara eye open. Your eye open different. That means y'all had a different experience, but in the same moment. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I do. So I'm bigger than the paper. I share a lot of stuff online. It may seem like I'm normal, but I'm far from normal. Very far from normal. I'm very careful about who I let in my space. So for the sisters to reach out to me, you got to understand me to reach out to me. You got to. That's why most of you guys probably never ran into me, never seen me before, because everybody ain't supposed to be seen. And I'm not on, to be honest, I'm not on a different energy frequency if y'all can see me. I'm supposed to be sight unseen. Because when you do see me, that means you there. That means you right there where you need to be. You know? So I mean that's put your hands up, whoever did it. Like just put your little hand up, you know. I know some people I can't see them, but just put your little digital hand up. You didn't want to show your face, but I love to see the people face. But I think I saw we got a hand, but I know we got. I'll let you guys do whatever y'all do from here, you know. But I saw somebody.
Got a question? Thank you. Alexander?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, obviously, but this was like something that was so needed for me and absolutely amazing. And the fact that like I just drew out so much emotion, like we are all in tears. It's crazy all at the same time, but obviously for different experiences, but truly amazing and beautiful. Thank you so much.
Who spoke
'Cause
to
that
you? Who spoke to you, Alexandra?
both my parents, you know, I
Ooh, you must be really doing something. You ain't had no business for both of them to jump on you.
well, I lost both my parents a few years ago, and so I mean,
Oh,
I
hold
dream.
up, hold up, hold up.
Yeah, well,
You
good.
just didn't see them.
Exactly.
Wasn't on the right frequency.
I mean, I dream of them like constantly. So it's crazy when I wake up from the dreams, I always forget. Like
Yeah.
it's that real, but yeah, so yeah, this was beautiful because I've done hypnosis before, but it's been quite some time, you know?
I do healing. And then another thing, most people, when I first started with hypnotherapy, I told the sisters I came from a erotic. So I learned doing like erotic hypnosis first, then like
Mm.
walking up to people and making them drop in the street. And then I was
Yeah,
like, this ain't it. You get what I'm saying? I'm always a person that's gonna push it to the limit. So I was like, when that guy asked me to do the subconscious estate, that's what I call it now, the subconscious estate. I took y'all to y'all subconscious estate.
yeah.
Period. You know, let
When
the
I was
ancestors tell you, you know, like, you know, but like I say, they will pop up again. So for the people, you
yeah,
know, if you're riding in your car and you hear a little whisper in your ear or something, just keep rolling. If you look to your passenger side and you see the person in the passenger seat, shit, just keep riding.
definitely
You just
100%.
can see them now. They always been there. So don't get scared because they always been there. You just couldn't see them. You feel a little air on the back of your neck. Now you're gonna be able to know exactly where it's coming from. You get what I'm saying? Everybody you saw on that wall, uh, hey Jay, I'm gonna get you too. I saw you the whole time. I'm keeping my eye on you, man. I know you were trying to see what was happening first before, but I definitely, hey, twins, make sure I get to Jay. Jay gonna do this shit. Jay gonna do it with
Accurate.
me. Jay gonna do that shit with me. I know I already know what he going through. Jay, me and you, bro. I've been looking at you the whole time. All right. But Jay was just looking at everybody else like but that's hypnotherapy. I call it the subconscious state. Um, whatever you want, it's in your imagination, and you have to bring it to where it matters. So whatever matters to you is what would appear to you. So what I did was I just asked you guys what mattered to y'all the most. That's why y'all saw these different people. You know, like for like my parents here. So for the people to say that they speaking to their parents, that's what I love. Out of this whole thing, I just love for other people to say, you know what, that brother was real. Like, I don't care what y'all say, but I was in his energy and he real. That's all I'm searching for. I ain't looking for no donation, none of that. I just want you to spread the good word and say, yo, if you heard and I know a brother. That's it. That's all. Yeah. But I digress.
So on that note, I thank you so much for being here with us. And I just want to end the class on this note. And if anybody wants to reach out to him, you guys can find him on my Instagram or he's in my Telegram groups. Also, if you guys want to get the book or the classes, DM me on Instagram and I will send you guys the DM. And I thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Tammy, you can
Start
end the
going over
recording.
the time. I knew it was gonna happen. My consort said it was gonna happen. I never been on a call less than 3 hours. I swear to God. Um,
Thank you, Minister.
but I wish I'm definitely hope that I help you guys. I like what Brandy said. She came for something, but then she ended up getting something else. That's what we trying to do. We trying to break the walls down. So, you know, as this group grow, I love to still be a part of it. Let me know when y'all have your meetups, different things like that, because I really believe in community, a tight community too. So I love what you guys got going on here. Like they say, I'm here, but all donations go to the ladies. Like somebody send something. Like there's like you know, because I'm going to get me a salad or something so I can replenish my energy real quick. But y'all definitely send out to the ladies because I'm gonna ask them too. I'm gonna say, hey, y'all get some donations from these people. You know, so you know, but you know, always, but you know, love.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you all for coming here. You guys could have been anywhere on a Saturday. Y'all came here and cried together as a community and healed a bunch of stuff, and now we're taking on our estates powerfully. So thank you all for being here, and whoever's watching the replay, do the hypnosis.
Do
Bye, everyone.